In chapter 6 of Herd Mentality, Shaping the Herd, we talk about something that's incredibly important, something that had changed my career trajectory when I read it in a book years ago, and that is this: all behavior is rewarded. Okay, let me say that again. All behavior is rewarded. Now, I learned that from a book by a man called Ferdinand Fornes. He wrote a book called Coaching for Improved Work Performance. It was years ago. His daughter actually wrote another book, it's a continuation of his work called Why Employees Don't Do What They're Supposed to Do, right? Which is a great book. I recommend both of them. But this idea of employee behavior being rewarded, that's a thing. So, for example, you saw Layla roaming around behind me just a second ago, right? She was just eating grass and doing that. Layla's not supposed to be out here. All right, this area is off limits for the horses, but somebody left that gate open and Layla said, oh, the gate's open, so I'm going to go out there. Now, if nobody corrects Layla's behavior, nobody says anything to her, and actually what we've done is we've rewarded her behavior. We've said, hey, anytime the gate's open, feel free, walk on out there, have all the grass that you want. You can see that's a problem. Now let's take that into your work environment. Maybe you're very particular about time. I know I am. If the meeting's supposed to start at 9, it starts at 9. But you have somebody who walks in at 9:20. Do you say something or do you not say something? You know, if Ben walks in at 9:20 and you go, oh, hey, Ben, glad you made it, and you don't say anything, you don't like Ben, the other people sitting in the room going, well, do I have to be here at 9? Because Ben didn't have to be here at 9. You just rewarded Ben for not being here at 9. So why do I have to be here at 9? You see the conundrum that you're putting yourself in? And be an even more annoying manager by going, well, Ben, here's what we've been talking about. And you kind of recap the meeting for Ben. That's even worse. Not only rewarding your behavior, you're telling Ben, I like this behavior. Let's do that again, okay? And each and every time. Let's say you run a sales team and you have the big high-powered, your $1 million writer on your team, but he doesn't like to enter his activity into the CRM, right? He's you know, kind of anti-Salesforce and doesn't want to put his stuff in HubSpot. And that puts your company at a disadvantage, doesn't it? But you don't really say anything because he just closed this another big deal. He's your top writer. He's doing everything. So he gets away with a lot of things that the other people don't get away with. In fact, you'd write somebody up if they didn't enter the CRM, but you don't write him up with that. Guess what's happening? You're rewarding that behavior. He will never write in the CRM. Now, why is this really important? Because Layla is going to come and we're going to have Layla's performance review, right? And we're going to say, okay, Layla, it's your annual performance review and here's all your scores. And Layla's going to go, why did I get a 3 instead of a 5 on this one? Well, because when the gate's open, you tend to go out there and eat in the grass. And Layla's going to go like, okay, but nobody said anything. Nobody said you're not. Well, no, we post the sign said you're not supposed to do it. And Layla's going to like, well, yeah, but everybody goes out there and eats the grass. I mean, the other horses are out there. I just went out there. Why are you picking on me? You see the problem? You see where this is going, right? If you want to shape your herd, if you want to navigate and help shape and develop the employee behavior inside your culture, you have to understand every action you take, every non-action you take is rewarding their behavior. If they do it wrong and you talk to them about it and you coach them, then you're rewarding the behavior to do it right the next time. If they do it wrong and you say nothing, then you're rewarding behavior that it's okay if you do it wrong. We're not that serious about it. And I would tell you, it's the number one thing with culture change that companies struggle with is they say this is what we want, but they don't really hold people accountable to it. They just kind of let it happen. And so by rewarding that behavior, they're not getting what they want. So remember what Ferdinand Fornes said, all behavior is rewarded.